They don't put in extra work. They don't go above and beyond to hone their skills, improve their game. This is a club. This is a get-together. This is a player meet and greet. This is a hangout, and the WNBA is just where they choose to hang out. And the NBA and the owners within the league, they're funding this hangout.
The WNBA is experiencing a crisis owing to a lucrative offer from a rival league for Caitlin Clark rather than low ratings or attendance. Officials are scrambling to retain the league's top star. The WNBA is concerned about the potential consequences of Golden Goose's departure.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the panic reverberating throughout the WNBA dump? WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term.
The WNBA is facing a threat from a rival league that is willing to pay female basketball players what they deserve, following months of player dissatisfaction with inadequate pay despite record-breaking profits. The situation has escalated from discontent to a crisis. Real money and opportunities come knocking.
Now, I don't know what to believe from financials, but they got a lot of money backing them from TNT Sports and a lot of investors. And word has it that they came within $10 million of breaking even their first season. That's damn sight a lot. That's damn sight a lot better than the WNBA's done.
Let's be clear about the circumstance. The 3-on-3 Startup League, which has gained popularity since its January introduction, has ended its first season with impressive results. The WNBA is experiencing seismic shifts in terms of viewership and player salaries.
Unrivaled will forever change the WNBA.
For sure.
And the way that they do business, the way that they treat their players, any agreement going forward. Unrivaled did things that were unprecedented. And I think it showed players their value, and players in that upcoming CBA are going to ask for everything. And I think that they're going to have to make something work if they want to see the product on TV.
Right.
Unrivaled players gain an average of back/dull 22,008 weeks of gaming, earn nearly 3 times the average WNBA salary for a full season. Caitlin Clark, the star who rekindled interest in women's basketball, is earning just back/dull 78,666 in her second season with the Indiana Fever. The pay discrepancy is obscene and seems like a slap in the face.
Essentially stalled for a new collective bargaining agreement in the WNBA. For the first time ever, WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term. The problem is, if this short-term leverage is used and the 2026 WNBA season is canceled, it could have devastating long-term impacts on pretend basketball.
Here's when things become interesting. Unrivaled does not spend excessively on sports. Each move is computed. League President Alex Basel anticipates increased player wages in 2026, following a successful maiden season that exceeded financial expectations. In its first year, the league generated almost $27 million in revenue, virtually breaking even compared to other upstart leagues that typically lose millions. That is hardly a case of beginner's luck. That is business precision. Unrivaled is preparing for round 2. With momentum, money, and a clear aim, they're looking for a player who can transform them from a growing experiment to a true superpower, challenging the WNBA's decades-long dominance in women's basketball.
I'm wondering, will the WNBA get within $10 million this season? I kind of doubt it, considering Caitlin Clark's missed, 13, 14 games or something like that? We saw ticket prices plummeted. We know the ratings have gone down in games that she's not involved with, which has drove the ratings down across the league. So I don't.
The discontent of WNBA players has never been more evident. The 2025 All-Star Game in Indianapolis featured the entire squad wearing black shirts with the inscription, "Pay us what you owe us." Over 40 players attended a contentious meeting with league management, the highest turnout in WNBA history, and unanimously opted out of their current collective bargaining agreement. They are advocating for a team salary cap of $45 million and individual player contracts costing up to $1 million. The twist. Despite having the most commercially successful season ever, the league lost $40 million. The WNBA's aggressive stance raises the question of whether they can afford to offer their fans what they want, or if it's a losing battle.
In the All-Star game, wearing "Pay us what you owe us" t-shirts, WNBA players whose salaries are subsidized by the NBA wear t-shirts declaring "Pay us what you owe us." They must have thought this was a great idea. Oh, folks, we're really going to stick it to the owners. We are really going to stick it to the league. We're going to walk out in solidarity with a t-shirt that says "Pay us what you owe us," and then they'll have no choice but to pay us what they owe us. Now, my question is, what exactly?
The timing is perfect for Unrivaled to make its move. Despite the WNBA's financial struggles, Unrivaled demonstrates that women's basketball can still be profitable and compensate athletes fairly. The difference is humiliating. Angel Ree earned more than 2/3 of her WNBA rookie contract by winning the championship. Paige Buchers is expected to earn over $35,000 in her inaugural Unrivaled season, surpassing her whole 4-year rookie contract in the WNBA. The message is plain. Unrivaled is not only competing with the WNBA. The WNBA is struggling to reward its stars and thrive in the space it claims to dominate.
Is that Paige Buchers' 10-week commitment to Unrivaled? 10-week commitment, 10 weeks to Unrivaled. She will make more in that first year than she will in the WNBA, where she's only projected to make $78,000. And I know there's still some haters, some unbelievers mad that women decided to bet on themselves, make this startup that is already putting the foot on the gas, right? Already making the WNBA look bad. I understand that. And they're wondering how they're paying for it. Well, Unrivaled made $1 million in ticket sales this year. Unrivaled made over $1 million in merchandise sales this year. And that's not even counting like the jersey.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark has signed with Unrivaled for the 2026 season. The league has landed the most marketable athlete in women's basketball, a proven box office draw who can fill venues and disrupt streaming services. But what if this is just the beginning? Unrivaled management have hinted at extending beyond 3-on-3 play to larger arenas and a complete 5-on-5 format in future seasons. Fast ahead to 2027. The Unrivaled League now includes Clark, Angel Ree, Paige Buchers, and other WNBA stars who are dissatisfied with the current compensation structure. They play in NBA arenas, appear on TNT, and earn wages that reflect their market value. The WNBA struggles to fill venues, whereas Unrivaled sells out Madison Square Garden just 20 meters away. It's not just a competition. The women's basketball spotlight has been completely taken over.
Alex Brazell, the co-founder of the 3-on-3 Women's Basketball League, composed of exclusively WNBA players, told Front Office Sports that the league has signed nearly 90% of its player pool for the 2026 season. Quote, "We have a few spots left open to fill, and then we're pretty much ready to go."
The WNBA's answer to all this is pure delusion. Commissioner Kathy Angelbert utilizes phrases like transformational change and hypergrowth, but refuses to address the old revenue-sharing scheme that has resulted in underpaid players for nearly 3 decades. The message to players is that despite their worth, they will continue to receive lower pay. It's like attempting to put out a house fire with a garden hose while a fully equipped fire truck sits idle at the curb. But here's the true offense. The league had the opportunity to highlight Caitlin Clark as a franchise-saving superstar. Instead, they let their own players use her as a punching bag. Veterans harassed her on the court, mocked her popularity, and even forced her to apologize for drawing attention to their league. The story has been dominated by petty jealousy, rather than recognizing the athlete's success and record-breaking viewership. In any other business, you would prioritize protecting your primary revenue generating. The WNBA has undermined its primary draw while claiming to be developing for the future. It's self-sabotage disguised as leadership.
I've been telling y'all this. The league doesn't like Unrivaled. I'm tired of going back and forth with people that's No business would want you to work for them and then basically replicate their business and try to make it better and all that type of stuff. No business does that. So it baffles my mind how a lot of y'all sit back and think, oh, the WNBA loves Unrivaled. No, they don't.
Unrivaled offers players the entire superstar experience. We provide luxurious apartments, personal chefs, child care services, cutting-edge recuperation facilities, and even a Sephora-sponsored glam area. They recognize that treating athletes as professionals extends beyond monetary compensation. The goal is to create an environment that promotes physical, mental, and personal growth. The WNBA's Player Care Initiative boasts the provision of charter flights, a long-standing request from players. Money is a harsh reality to deal with. Despite its expansion and popularity, the WNBA continues to experience financial losses. For the past 28 years, the NBA has provided subsidies worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Despite controlling only 42% of their league, they are now demanding 50% revenue sharing. They traded majority control to keep the lights on while negotiating like they were running a profitable empire. Unrivaled, on the other hand, plays an entirely different game. The company has collected over $35 million from investors, signed a $100 million broadcast rights agreement with TNT, and acquired sponsorships from Samsung, Ally Financial, and Miller Lite. The money is being used to pay players more than any other women's professional sports league in history, without the need for bailouts or excuses. The contrast is night and day. One league demonstrates that women's basketball can be successful, interesting, and self-sustaining when managed with vision and respect. One company remains in survival mode, relying on antiquated techniques, while top staff seeks better compensation, treatment, and possibilities elsewhere.
It continues to show that this league is where people want to be because they treat them right. They're providing the resources for them. They're promoting them the way they should be promoted. And that's what women's basketball players deserve. That's what women deserve. A lot of you may be wondering, well, why can Unrivaled do it and why can't the WNBA do it? The WNBA can do it, but you need to understand can and will and choose to are all.
The desperation in WNBA front offices must be at an all-time high. They freely evaluate their top talent. My competition provides greater salary, care, and possibilities. Sabali, who recently played her final game in Dallas, is looking for a new home after spending time with former Oregon teammate Sabrina Ionescu in Unrivaled. Connecting the dots creates an awful picture for the WNBA. This is the actual nightmare scenario. Unrivaled is yet to reach full strength. The league lacks superstars like Caitlin Clark and Nia Wilson, who have the potential to revolutionize it immediately. Despite not having the biggest names in the sport, they are already successful. Signing players with the potential to quadruple TV ratings, triple product sales, and sell out NBA venues may have a significant impact. The WNBA's collective bargaining agreement is nearing its deadline. They have until October to reach an agreement with players or face the first work stoppage in league history. This time, they are negotiating against more than just their own union. They compete with a league that has already shown what the WNBA claims is impossible. Our goal is to treat women's basketball players as professionals while also generating a profit.